This is a junior secondary school leaving examination according to the Zambian syllabus for grade 9, paper 2, 2021. So this paper in section A, you answer all the questions. And the second section, in section B, there are simply 6 questions. You only answer 3 questions. Please do not answer more than 3 questions. You only answer 3 questions in section B and answer all the questions in section A. All right. Now, the first question says, express 187863 in standard form correct to 3 significant figures. Now, first of all, the first step is to write this number in standard form. So standard form is a number, point, something. So first of all, we are going to write 1 point and write all the numbers, then multiply by 10 to the power. We count the number of digits that are at the end. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is multiplied by 10 to the power 5. Now, 3 significant figures, we want only 3 numbers. So we have 1.8. Now, 7, the number after 7 is 8, which is more than 5. So we borrow 1 and add to 7, which is 0.8. 88 multiplied by 10 to the power 5. Okay, so this number is in its standard form, correct to 3 significant figures. Okay. The next question says solve the equation. So the equation is x minus 3 over 2 minus 1 is equal to x. So first of all, we are going to multiply throughout by 2. The purpose is to remove this fraction here, okay? The purpose is to remove this fraction. So if we multiply the first expression by 2, 2 and a 2 cancel, so we remain with x minus 3 minus, now this is 2 multiplied by 1, 2 is affected, so that is why we have 2, and on the right side we have 2x. Now that we have x minus 3 minus 2 is equal to 2x, we are going to add these. So negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5, so that is why we have negative 5. Now, like terms together, we are going to subtract x both sides. So this side minus x and this side minus x. So x and x goes, then 2x minus x is x, and this side you have negative 5. So x is negative 5. The next question is about matrices. So these are 2 by 2 matrices, and addition and subtraction of matrices is entry by entry. Okay, so we have m and n, then we want to find n minus 1 over 2m. So we are going to write n. N is this matrix minus half of m. Now m is this matrix 204 and negative 2. Okay, now first of all, we are going to take this product. First of all, this is just a scalar. We're going to multiply each number by each entry of m by 1 over 2. So 1 over 2 multiplied by 2 is 1. 1 over 2 multiplied by 4 is 2. And then we have 0 and negative 1. Now we are going to subtract entry by entry. This is 1 minus 1, 0. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. And 3 minus 0 is 3. Then 0 minus negative 1. So this is just 0 minus negative 1, which is just 0, 0 plus 1, which is just 1. If you have reached this far, please pause a while and share this video to your colleagues. Let us continue. The diagram Below is a triangular prism LMNOPQ. Now we are given that PQ is 8 centimeters. So this is PQ, which is 8 centimeters, and QN is 12. So this side is 12 centimeters. Then MN is 5 centimeters. So this is MN, which is 5 centimeters. And the height of the triangle MON is 3 centimeters. So this height is 3 centimeters. Now the simple question is calculate the total surface area of this prism, and this is 3 marks. Now there is a simple formula here which I have written. Why is it twice A1? So I am going to call A1 as the area of this triangle. Okay, so the area of this triangle, and you know that, okay, let's say the area of this triangle first of all. So uh, consider the consider the width of this side. This is 8 centimeter, and the length is 8 centimeter. So even this width, this side, it is also going to be 8 centimeter. Okay. Now, this height is 3 centimeter, meaning that this height is also 3 centimeter. And the slant side is 5 centimeters, and the slant side is 5 centimeter. So in simple terms, this triangle and this triangle are the same. So that is why I said twice A1. So we are saying this is A1. Okay. So twice A1 plus twice A2. Now, which is A2? A2 is just the slant side. Now, A2 is just this side here. Okay. So there is this face here facing you and the other side here. So twice that. Then A3 is just going to be the base of this prism. Okay, now A1 is the area of a triangle, and the area of a triangle is given by 1 over 2 BH. Okay, so we have 1 over 2 as the formula, but we have 2 outside, so this will be twice half, so 2 and 2 goes, and we remain with the formula. Now, after cancelling 2 and 2, B is the base, which is 8 centimeter, and height is 3 centimeter. This is the height here. Okay, this is the height here, 3 centimeters plus twice. Now, the length of this prism is 12. Okay, and the length of this prism is 12, and the slant side is 5 centimeters. So this is multiplied by 5, then plus. Now the area of the base is just going to be 12 multiplied by 8. This is 12 multiplied by 8 this side. Okay, so in paper 2, you are using a calculator, so you can see that this is 24, this is 120, and 96. And when you sum them, you will get 240. Don't forget the units. This is square centimeters because we are talking about area. Question 2 says a bag contains 4 blue and 10 red sweets of the same type and size. Now, if one sweet is selected from the bag at random, find the probability that it is red. Okay, so this is very simple and it is 1 point. We want the probability of selecting a red sweet, or the chance of selecting the red sweet. So our simple formula is the desired outcome divided by the total possibilities. Now the total of balls is 14, that is 4 plus 10, so which is 14. And there are only 10 red balls, so all the red balls have a chance of being selected. So that is why we are saying 10 divided by 14. So we can reduce this to 5 over 7. Now, a salesperson receives a basic salary of 1,500 per month. He also receives a commission of 3% on all his sales. If the total sales for a month is 27,000, calculate his monthly income. Now, this is very simple. We want to find out how much this person takes home at the end of the month. Now, the basic salary is 1,500, which is this number that I've underlined here. Now we are going to sum. What are we adding? We are told that he also receives a commission of 3%. So he takes 3% of the total sales, and the sales that he made is 27,000. So 3% of 27,000, which is just 3 over 100 multiplied by 27,000. And when you take this product and sum 1,500, you get 2,310. You can just confirm that on your calculator. All right, so geometric construction, this is done. You can check the previous post. The second question is from section B, part A, which says 3A, which says solve the simultaneous equations. Now we have 3x plus 2y equal to 10, and another equation is 5x minus 2y equal to 22. Now, by observing the terms that are involved in these equations, you can see that the first one has 2y and the other one has negative 2y. So we can add the two equations and get rid of y, which we call elimination method. So by adding the two equations, 3x plus 5x is 8x. Okay. 3x plus 5x is 8x, then 2y minus 2y, or 2y plus negative 2y is 0, so I don't write anything. Then 10 plus 22 is 32. We can divide throughout by 8 and get x is equal to 4. Now, mostly it is advisable to, if you choose to use elimination method, you would want to repeat elimination method on the other variable. But if you are sure with your previous step, you can just use your answer from the first step to substitute in any of the equations. Okay, so we can put x as 4 in the first equation. So this is 3 multiplied by 4 plus 2y equal to 10, and just solve for y. So this is 2y is equal to 10 minus, this is 3 multiplied by 4, which is 12. And we can subtract 12 both sides of the equation, so that this is 10 minus 12, which is negative 2. Then divide by 2 throughout, so that we have y is equal to negative 1. Part B, a man bought a car valued at 44,700. How many dollars did he pay for it, given that the exchange rate on that day was $1 to 14.90? So this is just proportion. So $1 is equivalent to 14.90. So the question is, how many dollars will make up 44,700? So I just cross multiply here. So this is $1 multiplied by 44,700, which is just that, is equal to 14.9 multiplied by x. Then divide throughout by 14.9, and this side by 14.9. So this and that goes, so that x is equal to $3,000. Observe the units. The next question is on sets. So this question in my question paper, it is not very clear as in appearance. So in case I miss up, in case I miss on the letters, you can just correct them. So I'm assuming that A is TIMES, then B is TERMY, and C is ANSWRE. Now illustrate this information in the Venn diagram. Very simple. If you have been given any data or any sets to put in a Venn diagram, you first of all fill out the intersection. So we are going to start with the intersection, that is A intersection B intersection C. So you can see that only E is common in all the three sets. That is, E is here, there, and there. So that is why I put E. Now, having filled the intersection involving all the three sets, you are going to handle the case of intersection of two sets. So I consider A intersection B, A intersection C, and B intersection C separately. So A intersection B, you can just verify this is T and M. Okay, this is T, and T is here and M is there. Okay, E has already been covered, which is here. So T, E, and M. Now look at A intersection C. So A, I have S here, and in C I have S here, and only S and S are common between A and C. Of course, E is there, but it has already been covered. So in B as well, it is R. Then the remaining letters, that is I, Y, and A, N, W. So that is how you fill out the Venn diagram. Now we want to list the elements of the set A union B complement intersection C. Now, if you have such situations, first of all, ask yourself, first of all, you would want to break down this problem. So first of all, I break it down to A union B. Okay. So what is A union B? Now, A union B, these are just these elements that I'm going to circle here. Okay. These are elements that are inside the elements that are in A union B. But we are interested in A union B complement. In short, elements that are not in this red boundary, which is A, N, and W. So that is why I wrote A, N, and W. Now we are going to intersect with C. So these elements, we need to compare them with the elements that are in C. And if these elements are also in C, we consider them as in the intersection. So because this is the complement we're not interested in, so this is just part of C. So this is A intersection B, A union B complement intersection C. All right, question 4 is an exciting problem. It says calculate the sum of the interior angles of a regular polygon below. Now, this is a very simple problem. First of all, we start with a triangle. Ignore whatever is written here. Now, if I give you a triangle like that, okay, you know that the sum of any triangle gives you what? 180 degrees. Okay, so this is 1. You can consider 180 degrees as 1. Okay, now what if I give you a rectangle or a square? Okay, first of all, you have to draw triangles in this square. So we can only have 2 triangles. So this is 1 and 2, right? So meaning that now we said the sum of interior angles in the first triangle is 180 and this other one is 180. So the first one you have 1 multiplied by 180, okay? And this other one you have 2 triangles multiplied by 180, okay? So in simple terms, given any polygon, okay, given any polygon, you just count the number of triangles that you can draw in that polygon and multiply them 180. With that said, we are going to draw triangles in our polygon. So this is first triangle 1, another one 2, another one 3, another one 4, another one 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. Okay, so that is why I said 6 multiplied by 180. So why 180? Because one triangle has interior angles summing to 180. So this plus this is 180. This plus that is 180. This plus that is 180. So 6 of them multiplied by 180, which is 1080 degrees. Okay. Now, in a situation suppose I give you a polygon and I ask you to find the interior angle or the side of each interior angle. So you are just going to say n minus 2 multiplied by 180 divided by n. This is just a formula. So where is this coming from? You can observe that this n here is the number of sides. So the simple formula for the first one is n minus 2, which is the number of sides minus 2. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this polygon has 8 sides minus 2, which is 6, then multiplied by 180. Now, because we want to find the angle of each of the interior angle, right? The size of each of the interior angle, we are going to divide this by n, right? Because there are 8 sides, so divided by 8. Okay. So mm, this is 1080 divided by 8. Okay. For instance, in this question, if we want to find the size of each angle inside, we are going to say n minus 2, which is just 6 multiplied by 180, which is just what we found in the previous problem, so which is 1080 and divided by 8. That is the number of sides, and this should give us 135 degrees. The next problem is about matrices. So this is given a matrix X, which is 4, -2, and Y, which is -3 by 4. Express XY as a single matrix. So this is just multiplication of matrices. So first of all, you need to understand the order of matrices. So the first one is a 2 by 1. That is 2 rows and 1 column. And Y is 1 row, 2 columns. Okay. Now, how do you know that you can multiply you can find the product of matrices? First of all, we are going to write the order of this matrix, which is 2 by 1. So this is a 2 by 1 matrix. And the other one is a 1 by 2. So you need to observe that the columns of the first matrix and the rows of the second matrix must be equal. So this is one column. This has this has one column and this one has one column. Okay. And the product is going to be a 2 by 2. Okay, this is 2 rows and 2 columns. So this the number of columns of the first matrix must be equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. Then you can take the product. Okay, so because this is 1 by 1, we can take the product, and this is just row by column. So this is 4 multiplied by -3, which is -12. Then we are going to say 4 multiplied by -4, which is -16, and -2 multiplied by 3, which is 6. That is -2 multiplied by -3, 6, and -2 multiplied by -4, which is 8. Then that is done. In question C, we have a bed cost 8,600, including value added tax at 16%. We want to calculate the cost of the bed if the VAT is excluded. So we are just going to use the formula. Cost excluding VAT is given by the cost with inclusive of VAT divided by 1 plus rate divided by 100. So the rate is the value added tax rate. So in this case, we are just going to have 8,600 divided by 1 plus the rate is 16%. So we just write 16 over 100. And if you compute this, you should be able to get 8,600 divided by 1.16, which is just approximately 7413.79. The next question says the frequency table below shows the type of movies that 20 learners like watching on television. So you have a type of movie: comedy, action, adventure, and drama, and the number of learners. We want to illustrate the information on a pie chart. Now, normally a pie chart is presented in percentage, okay? And because this is taken from a circle, which is a complete 10, adding to 360 degrees. So each portion is a fraction of 360 degrees. So for comedy, for example, for drama, we have 2 participants. We have 2 learners out of 20 learners. Out of 20, then we are going to multiply by 360 degrees. So 0, 0, 2, and 2, it's a 1. So this is 36 degrees. So that is why I wrote 36 degrees here. So you can so you can do the same. Comedy, it's 4 over 20, the total number of learners, multiplied by 360, which is 72, then 108, and 144. The next we have to multiply 2314 by 13, giving you answer in base 10. So we just take the product, normal product, but remember that it is in base 10. So I start with 3. So 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. Okay. Now the question is, how many 5s are in 12? We have 2 5s in 12, and the remainder is 2. So we write 2. We carry 2. Okay. So once again, 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. Okay. Now how many 5s are in 12? 2 times. This is a 2 that I've wrote here, and the remainder is 2. which we write here. Now 3 multiplied by 1, 3 multiplied by 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5. How many 5 in 5? It's 1. Remainder 0. Okay? Then 3 multiplied by 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10, which is 0, remainder 2. Then 3 multiplied by 2 is 6 plus 2 is 8. How many 5s in 8? It's 1, remainder 3. So this is 3 and 1 here. Okay. Next, we put a place value here as 0. Then 1 multiplied by 4. So 1 multiplied by 4, which is just 4. Then 1, 3, and 2. Now let us take the sum. So this is 2 plus 0 is 2. 0 plus 4 is 4, 1 plus 0, 1 plus 0 is 1, and 3 plus 3 is 6. Okay, is 6, but how many 5s are in 6? It's 1, and remainder is 1. So we write 1 and carry 1. Now 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 1, 4. So this is the sum of these numbers, which is the product of 2, 3, 1, 4 and 1, 3 in base 5. The next question is just about congruency. Now, in the diagram, PT is 10 centimeters, QS is 6 centimeters, and RQ is 12 centimeters, and TP is parallel to SQ. So the ratio that we are going to observe is very simple. Look at QS. Now, QS is, or first of all, I will draw two triangles. So I circle the first triangle. I circle this one as the first triangle, okay, which is a smaller one, and then the bigger one as a larger triangle, okay. Now in the smaller triangle, we have QS, which I have put here QS, then I can divide it by PT. PT is the other side of the larger triangle, which should be equal to, now look at RQ. So RQ is this side. This is, I can just say, the side of the smaller triangle, okay. Then we can divide it by the longer side, okay. So I have a shorter side divided by this longer side, which is the ratio of the smaller triangle and the larger one. Then we have this side divided by this side, so that is that ratio. Okay, now QS is just 6 and PT is 10 and RQ is 12. But PR, remember PR is from PQ to QR. But we have RQ, but we have RQ, which is QR, which is 12 centimeters. We do not have PQ, which we are looking for. So our task is just to make PQ subject to the formula. So 6 multiplied by this denominator, which is 6 multiplied by that, and then 10 multiplied by 12, which is 120. Now we can distribute here on the left side and make PQ the subject of the formula, which is 8 centimeters. The next question is just about the graph. We want to find the formula that represents the relationship between x and y. Now observe one thing. When x is equal to 1, here when x is 1, y is 3. Okay, so we can write 3 as 1 plus 2. That is why I wrote 1 plus 2 here. Now when x is 2, y is 4 here. So we can write when x is 2, y is 4. So we can write 4 as 2 plus 2, and then 5 we can write it as 3 plus 2. So you observe that the value of y is given by the value of x plus 2. So this is the relationship that connects x and y. Now to find the value of y when x is 10, you just substitute where there is x, you put 10, and plus 2, which is 12. The next question is very simple. Simplify 4p minus q. Now minus 3p by distributing negative 1. Then negative 1 multiplied by negative 2, it is plus. Then we're just going to say like terms together, which is 4p minus 3p, which is p, and negative q plus 2q, which is just q. So the answer is p plus q. Next, we are going to find the value of 110,110 in base 2. So this looks like a division. So we are going to divide these numbers in base 2. Now, if you have a skill of dividing numbers directly in base 2, you can go ahead and do that. But for me, I would prefer converting them to base 10, then take the normal division, which I know, and convert them back to base 2. Now, the first number, 110,110 in base 10 is just going to be equal to the last number is 0 multiplied by 2 to the power 0, then plus 1 multiplied by 2 to the power 1 until 1 multiplied by 2 to the power 5. So when you calculate this, you have 2. So this and that is 0. So this is just a 2. This is 2 squared, which is 4. And this is 2 to the power 4, which is 16. And this is 2 to the power 5, which is 32. So the answer is 54. So this first number in base 10 is equal to 54. And the second number, you can do the same. In base 10 is 9. Okay, so you just write the last number is 1, which is 1 multiplied by 2 to the power 0, then plus, these are just zeros, but 2 to the power 1, then 0 to the power 2, and 1, which is 1 multiplied by 2 to the power 3. So which is just 1 plus 8 as 9. Now, this is 54 divided by 9 in base 10, which is equal to 6. Now, the simple task is to convert 6 to base 2. So I just write like that, which is 6 here and divided by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3 remainder. So I just put the remainder here. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. The remainder is 0. I bring down 2. 2 into 3, it's 1. The remainder is 1. Then I bring down 2. 2 into 1, it can't, which is a 0. I just write 0 and the remainder is 1. Then I write this number from bottom to top. So therefore 6 is 110. So this is what I get when I divide this number by this number, 110 in base 2. The next question says a bicycle can be bought for 1,200 cash. It can also be bought on hire purchase by paying a deposit of 600 and 3 monthly installment of 350. Calculate the hire purchase price. So if we are buying this bicycle for cash, it is 1,200. But for hire purchase, we need first of all to make a deposit of 600, then pay a rate of pay 350 per month, but in 3 months. So 3 multiplied by 350, which is 1,050 kwacha, then plus 600, which is 1,650 as the price for the hire purchase. The next is a flow chart. So very simple. The rhombus is So whenever you see this, it represents for input box or the output box. Okay. Then a rectangle is where you process your information. Then a circle or oval shape is for start and stop. Okay. So the input is where we are given the radius and the height. So that is why we input R and H. Then in processing our data, we know that area is given by 2 pi RH. So we just write area is equal to 2 star pi star R star H, which is just the formula. Then the output is surface area. So you can just write A here or surface area as the output, and you are done. Now in question 7, we are given that m is equal to 4n over n minus 5. We want to make n the subject of the formula. Very simple. Again, we just cross multiply here or multiply throughout by n minus 5 so that this is m. N minus 5 is equal to 4m. Then distribute. This is mn minus 5m is equal to 4n. Like terms together, I subtract both sides by 4n so that this is 4m minus 4n is equal to 5m. I factor out m and divide throughout by m minus 4. Then we are done. The next one, the diagram below is a cylinder of radius 4 centimeter and height 21 centimeters. Then we are told to take pi as 22 over 7. So calculate the volume. So again, this is just using the formula. All you need to remember is the volume of a cylinder is given by pi r squared. H, where r is the radius and h is the height. Radius has been given as 4 centimeters, height has been given as 21 centimeters, and pi is specified here as 22 over 7. So I just use that. Okay, then 4 squared is 16, but 7 into 21 is 3. So I just write 22 multiplied by 16 multiplied by 3, which is that cubic centimeters. Observe the units. The next question is on statistics. So I just have this data. We just have this data and we want to complete the frequency table. So tallies is just the counts, okay? So what you need to do is just to observe, right? So how many numbers are between 1 and how many numbers are between 10 and 19? Just one. Okay, then 20 and 29, there are 4, and 30 to 39, there are 8. But how do we complete a tally table? So you first start counting 1, 2, 3, 4. If the count is more than 5, the fifth one you cross, that is 5. Then you follow again until the fifth one you cross, and so forth. Okay, so you can quickly go through these numbers. So immediately you count it, you cancel it until you exhaust all the numbers. So, and then the frequency is just the count of these tallies. So this is 1, 4, 8, 10, 5, 2. When you add this frequency, it's supposed to give you the total number of learners that have been given, or the data given. Okay. Now, what was the model class? Now, mod is just, in this case, the class with highest frequency is between 40 and 49, which is 10. Okay. So the highest frequency is 10, but the class we are interested in is between 40 and 49. The next question, we are going to solve this inequality. The first thing is to expand on the left hand side. So this is 2x minus 8 is greater than 3x plus 1. Okay, like terms together. So I subtract throughout by 3x. So this is 2x minus 3x. I add 8 both sides. So this is 8, 1 plus 8, and then this is a 0, right? So 1 plus 8 is 9. 2 minus 3 is 1, negative 1. So this is negative x. And I can divide throughout by negative 1. Immediately we divide by a negative, we flip the sign. So that is why this is x is this than negative 9. Okay, in B, we are told that a man is paid at the rate of 4.20 per hour for 40 hours per week. Okay, so this person is paid at the rate of 4.2 kwacha for 40 hours per week, which means that this person is supposed to work for 40 hours every week. Then each hour that this person works is paid 4.20. Then if overtime is paid, then if overtime if overtime is paid at the rate of double time, calculate his total wage in a week in which he worked for 48 hours. So the maximum hours that this person is supposed to work is 40 as mandatory. Then if this person does overtime, then we are going to double the rate per hour. So the rate per hour is 4.2. So we are going to double it, which is twice in that order. Now, 48 minus 40, because 40 is the required hours, and then this person worked for 48 hours. So 40 minus 48, meaning that the overtime hours were 8. So that is why we're saying twice the rate per hour multiplied by 8. So when we compute this, you have 235.2 as the wage for that week. And the next question on the grid below, plot the points 2, 2. So you just look at the x-axis, which is 2, and the y-axis is 2. So that is the point here, negative 2, 2, x is negative, y is positive. Then negative 4, negative 3 is here, and the last point is 4, negative 3. So 4 is positive, negative 3 is negative. Okay. Now join the points to form a quadrilateral. So I just join here, join there, and join like that. Then the last question is draw the line of x is equal to negative 1. X equal to negative 1 is just a vertical line, negative 1 in that order, which is x is equal to negative 1. This is the end of this paper. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, send us a comment where you are watching us from, and we wish you all the best in your exam.